Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel. And I will give you my initial impression on the all-new GT Cut 2. Let's go. So guys, I finally got my GT Cut 2 and it's in the black colorway. I actually bought this from a reseller because when I tried buying it over at Nike.com, the first 2 minutes it was sold out already. So kinda felt sad about that. I have to buy a resale price on a basketball sneaker, but giving the hype on the GT Cut 1, I'm not too surprised why the resellers were going after this too. So the retail price of this is 9,000 pesos, but I got it over at around 12,000 pesos. Kinda sucks, but I have to do it for you guys, right? So let's talk about first the upper of the GT Cut 2. And disclaimer guys, this is the first time that I played with them. I'm just giving you my initial thoughts on it. Like, what's the first thing that I noticed on this one compared to the GT Cut 1? First up is the upper of the GT Cut 2. It's different. It's made out of this very fused material that is kind of like a screen material, and it has a underlining fabric, but there's a lot of holes here for ventilation, which on the ones what's more of a multi-layered upper, and the materials were thicker compared to this one. So I guess Nike made this to be a more well-ventilated GT Cut 2, and the materials felt very comfortable right out of the box. Didn't need any break-in time. It's not too crunchy, still soft. You can see the underlining fabric on this hole, and there's a fused backing on the material, so it gives you the support. And I will say that the GT Cut 1 felt more snug, especially around the forefoot part and the midfoot compared to this. There's a little bit more room on the GT Cut 2 compared to the GT Cut 1. So if you're a wide footer, I think this will be more wide footer friendly. And as for the lacing system, it is easier to lace the GT Cut 2 because it has this kind of fast lacing system compared to the ones which was kind of harder to tighten the laces. But the ones when you tighten it, it doesn't loosen up. But with this one, I have to relace it because the lace that comes with it is a flat lace. When I was playing, I have to relace it for maybe 2 quarters. Around halftime, I relaced it again and tightened up the laces a bit. And as for the tongue part of the GT Cut, it is kind of similar to the one which is made out of the neoprene material. It also has this logo of the GT Cut here and the Nike greater than logo at the back. And one more difference between this and the ones is the spoiler at the back. This is a lot lighter at the back compared to the ones which has a lot of plastic and a lot of plastic topping here. And this one is made out of a softer rubber. It's lighter around the heel, it's not heel heavy, and even this part, this plastic piece is softer and it's thinner, just relatively lighter in terms of heel weight comparing it to the ones. What I'm kind of missing on the ones on the GT Cut 2 is the lateral support here. Although this is fused up, and the lateral support was still very good when I was doing lateral cuts, when I was guarding, and I was playing man-to-man. I didn't have any delays. It was very responsive, which I like. But the ones has a better lateral guard here, or there's a lateral plastic piece. And that's one thing I wish that they just made this foam like elevated a bit here so that it will give you extra lateral support. But nonetheless, the Cut 2 still gives a very nice lateral support. And your foot is actually just about here, so you're not sitting below the drop-in midsole, so I'm just gonna pull out the drop-in. One thing that helps out in the lateral support is the drop-in midsole, because the lining is also going out here, similar to the ones. And what's nice about the twos compared to the ones, which a lot of people have been complaining about the ones, because the ones was really nice. It has just so few flaws. And one flaw of the ones is the React insole. It doesn't have this lining so that you can easily put your foot in when you're wearing socks, because my socks on the one was kind of gripping really hard on the drop-in midsole, so it was scrunching up. So especially when I'm wearing thicker socks, it was scrunching really hard around the toe area. So there was kind of discomfort. I have to pull it and really adjust the socks carefully. But on the twos, you don't need to do that. It's more fluid. At the same time, it's not too slippery. So that's one nice thing about the drop-in insole of the twos. And of course, it still has this hex zoom unit at the heel for additional bounciness and impact protection. And of course, it still has the full-length zoom straw bell, which we really love on the cuts, the KDs, the Jordan 36. Speaking of the cushion, I felt that this too, I don't know, I have to wear my wands, I didn't bring it, but this one feels thicker. The cushion feels thicker by just a bit compared to the ones. So if you've tried the ones and you felt it too close to the ground, too low to the ground, you will like the twos more because it's kind of thicker by a bit, but still it's very responsive. And when you remove the drop-in, you can easily bend it. There is not much of a stability plate in the middle. I doubt there is, because you can see the straw bell at the bottom, the air zoom straw bell here. You can really bend it. So that's one aspect of the twos. It's really made for twisting when you're cutting around the court. Another change that they made on the twos is, of course, the all-new traction pattern, which they say is the smear traction 1.0. I don't know what that means. On the first try on the GT Cut 2, it was gripping really nicely, although it was not the top traction that you will feel like on the Wow 10 that I felt and the KDs. But I think this is similar to KDs. Maybe I need to break it in some more, because the more that I use it, the more it became better. And look how aggressive the traction is on the forefoot part, how deep the grooves are. They're thick and still very pliable. Even these knobs on the forefoot, which are arrows, they're pretty flexible too. Look how they move. And they grip really nicely on floor, so when you're doing your first step, it will stick on the floor. But as for squeakiness, there's not much squeak on the twos. But let's wait and see. The more that I use them, maybe it will eventually come out. For the sizing, I got a US 11 on the GT Cut 2. It fits me well. If you have the ones, get the same size and you're good to go. So that's it on my initial impression on the GT Cut 2 on the black colorway, and I believe there's a white colorway that's coming out soon here in the Philippines. I'll try to cop one if I can, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. But try if you can cop one, because the cuts are one of the best basketball sneaker. The Cut 1, the Cut 2 seems to be also holding up to its ground. So this has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.